Guten Morgen, guten Abend, guten Nachmittag. Willkommen aus die... Oh, sorry. Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome to the CryptoCrush development stream with Matt. I am Praxis. As you may know me, if you are a player of CryptoCrush, which you probably are not, because we don't have a lot of players. But I am happy to be here and happy to be developing CryptoCrush, my video game. I hope that you will also join us in this development process, and that you will enjoy what I have to show to you today. If you're interested in video game development and you want to help us with our project, we're always available at CryptoCrushGame.com, where you'll find our product. You can also, if you're interested, if you want to contact me, just let me know, leave a comment on here or something, or you can contact me on Twitter at CryptoCrushRPG. And if you'd like to join our development process, I'm also Locrian Games on Discord. So just let me know if you have anything that you would like to contribute, or if you would like to participate in our beta test. This is Didact, my personal but openly available time tracking system. And if you're interested in an invitation to Didact, just let me know, and I'll be happy to provide that. All right, so we're going to start today by... First things first, I'm going to start my timer so that I can accurately recall how much of the day I have spent on this. Okay, so working on Didact for the moment. Let's see if the vibe coded. Nope, still not working. So it's still not working. Can we add some debugging information in order to determine whether the page is correctly receiving information from the backend? And I'm just going to go ahead and copy paste this error message here. It looks like, it does not look like a huge deal, but it might be the issue. And just to make sure that it understands, it has the best chance of understanding what we're telling it, I'm going to throw in a quick screenshot. I find that using screenshots with cursor is a very, very effective move. So I hope that you will do that. Also, remember to hydrate, folks. It's quite dry, and so remember to hydrate, please. All right, let's move forward. So that's Didact. We're going to let Didact cook. Here we are over on the CryptoCrush RPG Twitter page. Please do join us for Rat Season. Rat Season is the first season in CryptoCrush, and we plan to have a lot more. All right, what's next? So right now, rats are free. Sheep require a very small donation. We're only asking 0.001 Ethereum, or literally 1,000th of an Ethereum. About, $3 to $5, depending on how the market's doing at any given time. This is just a simple little thing. They're little NFT sheep. They really do work. It's not a joke. The NFT sheep are equipable. They're not all fully functional yet. We don't have all the bonuses in. We're going to be working on that today. But as you can see right here, I've got this happy little dude on my pet slot. And he is, this NFT is providing attribute bonuses. You can see right over here, this happy little common sheep is providing me a +1 to my dexterity. We're probably going to buff the sheep up here soon. A lot will change. So you can see on my character sheet page that I've got the Ethereum gem activated, the Solana, Bitcoin, ADA. In fact, today, I think I'm going to stake some XRP so that I can get my XRP wallet online. I got a Tron wallet, a BNB wallet. Deathcoin has not yet been created. Deathcoin is our proprietary, well, it's going to be an Ethereum coin, probably. But Deathcoins themselves, oh, wait a second, we can do multi-chain, can't we? That's a great idea. Anyway, it might wind up being a multi-chain coin. Deathcoins represent the PvP and permadeath aspect of the game, and you have to voluntarily join the hardcore part of the game. Hardcore players, permadeath players, exist concurrently in the world with normal players, but are subject to different rules, and actually even have different races. In our game, you'll know that someone is a permadeath player if they have the Stygian character race. Oops. Feel free to email me, I do not mind. And if you get a chance, check us out on IndieDB, where we're trying to make a splash. So, let me see, what was I talking about here? Right, the various races. The human race is the one that I've selected for this basic character, but as you can see, we have a lot of options. The Stygian race is only available to players who wish to participate in the PvP aspect of the game. So we are hoping that people will be interested in that. I can explain the PvP in more detail at another time. So 1 second, let me start this recording here. And I realize I have a lot of files that need to be copied over, so let's just start triple tasking. All right, excellent. All right, excellent, looking good. Everything's going fantastic. So you can see we have Remnants, Stygians, Widgets, Goblins, Lacerta, Mycons, and yes, you can be a Stygian and a Widget at the same time, which would make you a Stygi Widget. British people will get it. All right, so Human Bomb, Gnome, Goblin, Lacerta, Mycon, Remnant, Stygian, and Widget, all available to players eventually. At this time, Stygians and Remnants are not fully functional within the game. All right, so what were we working on? We are opening up our cursor here, and we're just going to begin to vibe code. Alrighty, so pop over here, open this Praxis window. My developer name is Praxis, so if you want to check out my server, you can check out the super early in-development server at praxis.cryptocrushgame.com. This server is not, it's connected via the chat system to the main servers, but your character will not cross over. We can't really know. I wipe the character database on a fairly regular basis, so there's no real reason to believe that any permanent progression would be saved on my development environment. If you're looking for a longer-term, more permanent character, we've got a test server right now, and Season 1 of CryptoCrush will be starting on the live server in what appears to be about 12 days, if we're lucky. Not sure anybody's going to play it, but we're going to try. All right. So the last thing we were working on was, sadly, the dice rolling system. It's really not working yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just pop through and check for bugs. Wow, that looks really cool. Good job, Reaper.
Thank you.
I am sitting here with my good buddy and co-developer, Reaper Dev. She's hanging out here making Crypto Sheep. Oh, actually, at the moment, it looks like she's working on the Crush Crash game. Crush Crash is an innovation, or a renovation, more to the point, of a classic, enjoyable gaming system from the past. Pardon me for one moment. Hey folks, we're back. Sorry about the delay. I will be right back with you. Come on. Thank you. Really do appreciate you. All right, so we're looking at the party page now. Currently, there are really four different kinds of party, and the group, band, team, and circle are all available. Group has no particular bonuses. We're probably eventually going to make these a little bit more costly. Thank you very much. Band is going to be focused on exploration and reconnaissance. It's in keeping with the theme of Orichalcum in this game. Team, or Tungsten, will be combat and crafting focused, going with the generally industrial theme of Tungsten, aka Bitcoin. And then the Circle, the Mithril option, since Mithril is based on Solana, is going to be research and magic focused. As a general rule, within this game, as you can see on our map, as you cannot see on the map, hold on, let me fix that up for you real quick. As you can see on the map, everything is generally divided within the city of Arapal into 4 districts. The basic districts include the orange Tungsten district here, which relates to Bitcoin, the green Orichalcum district, which relates explicitly and specifically to Ethereum, and down here we have the Solana district, the Mithril and Solana district, and this is the Stygian district, which relates specifically to PvP. This is the super heavy PvP, very dangerous area of the game. If you look on our page here, you can see that we've got some buildings. Here you can play CryptoCrush gems with Iris. You can also play with Pearl, since both of those are on this location, or you can play the Fountain Toss game. You can use this menu to check out any of the buildings. You can check out the NPCs at those buildings. Hold on a second, let me really fast. I'm just going to kick on LM Studio over here so that our NPCs will be able to talk. And I just had a great idea. We should add a save conversation to Iris option.
Definitely.
Can you find out from the can you find out if we're allowed to add Sprite as a character in our game?
Okay, sure.
You might ask Dantashi.
Yeah.
He'll know. And we need to make a couple more contacts so that we're not always tugging his sleeve.
Yes.
So as you can see, we've got some interesting regional information here for the particular coordinate. Everything in CryptoCrush uses a basic Cartesian coordinate system with an X, a Y, and a Z address. In general, everything in Arapal is on Z0. It was a very flat town, in that the wizards who created Arapal flattened a rather large section of ground with magic in order to create the city itself. So, I would love to tell you about the backstory of Arapal, but I feel like maybe that's really something for a specific video or a specific stream. And we're mostly trying to focus today on good old-fashioned vibe coding. Old-fashioned, I say, of something that's been around for about a year. Okay. Okie dokie. We're moving along, and Visual Dice Roller, honestly, I'm just going to drop it. The Visual Dice Roller isn't working, and I don't have time to work on it. Sad to say. So, we're just going to do some very simple bug fixes, like First, we'll have it read our special files. We've got a cursor readme first file that provides a lot of information. It gives it sort of a list of do's and don'ts for my particular style, and kind of gives it some information about the project. And then the much more detailed agentic index. The agentic index provides a comprehensive list of all of the documentation that's specifically intended for the AI. So the large language model has its own set of documentation, which humans can read, of course, but it's really optimized for their purposes. And then the human index, which I'm not sure exists, but human documentation is maintained rather differently, and ideally will be transferred to the wiki soon. So first, let's read these files, and then we're going to be doing bug fixing. And that bug fixing is initially going to take the usual turn of me hating scroll bars. So first, let's address this scroll bar issue on the local page. Just to make sure it knows where I am, I go ahead and give it a link there. And then we're going to give it a screenshot so that it knows. Please ensure that both NPCs display without a scroll bar. Feel free to make the icons slightly smaller. The portrait icons slightly smaller if necessary. Excellent, and we get it grinding on that. I'm going to go ahead and open a new context real quick and just have it read those files in case we want to double up. Usually not a great idea, but you never know. But we can definitely have it take a look at these things and then consult the documentation for more information about Seneschal and the wiki. Apparently I was looking up how to make stained glass on wiki. Go back to the main page. You can see we got some chat, we got some minigame scores, we got some characters. Who's got the highest minigame score? I managed to beat Reaper's last fountain toss score. Excellent. We have some recent NFTs that have been minted, and the popularity of the game, and just a quick indication of which wallets I have connected. You can also, of course, connect your Discord account. On this page, we can see that the season of Vernal is actually about to end. We're only 1 day and 18 real hours from the ending of the Vernal season, at which point we will be heading into Estival, High Summer. And here we have a nice happy midday. Looks like it is about 11 o'clock. It's approximately noon in game time, whereas my local time, it's almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So, finally, we look at the moons. The moons are not currently super functional, but they are visible. Got Manny and waning gibbous. Maeve is a full moon. Oh, that's never a good thing.
Yeah.
Maeve is the blood moon in this game, a la things like Terraria or similar, or Kingdom or similar games. Gotta watch out for that blood moon. Maeve is the moon of evil and factors rather heavily into the Gilao deck. Man, that's hard to say. The Gilao deck is a unique element of CryptoCrush. It's the only game of it's the only thing of its type that I've ever seen, as far as I know. Here you can see the one of Maeve, the one of Yuliang, the one of Tsuki, the one of Chandra, and the one of Autobahn. Good stuff. And Fena, of course, the normal loot. I really like these. These are one of my favorite things. We're also doing Arcana specifically for the blockchains themselves. And we've got the major Arcana here. As with any normal tarot deck, some very, very interesting stuff. I was very happy to work with the AI on this. I understand that people have a lot of varying opinions about AI game development, but this is a boon to me. I have always wanted to make video games, and I hope that people will judge me on the content of my product and the enjoyability of the game itself, rather than which specific tools I use to create them. Just for a quick point of view, at the end of the day, if you're sitting in a chair, it's the sturdiness of the chair and the quality of the chair that matters a great deal. And for the most part, most people do not really invest a lot of time and energy in whether or not the chair is handmade or machine-made. And I think that basic rule of thumb is going to apply to pretty much everything in the software development industry. So, nothing personal. I understand that people have a lot of opinions about AI. I do agree that there are a lot of complicated issues regarding intellectual property rights. As a person who's been on both sides of that equation, I can say I think it all balances out, and that we'll be happy with the result of the tools that we're seeing. I don't think that AAA game development studios are going to restrain themselves from using artificial intelligence, so I really don't see why independent game studios should be subject to any other kind of rules. If we're not able to compete with the corporate entities, larger corporate entities, then the result, of course, would be monopoly and oligarchy. So let's just go ahead and just keep things in mind. When a tool is made available, restricting the use of that tool from any subgroup is actually prejudicial. Anyway, let's move forward. So, where were we? We were trying to fix that pesky scroll bar. Let's see if she got it. Confirm edit local? Yeah, we can do that. And then we're also going to take a look over at this and just make sure, if we go to the help page, we can see that there is this poor neglected wiki. Nobody's really been updating or maintaining it, so I am going to... Our eventual goal is to automate many wiki functions and to customize the media wiki environment and user interface to more closely match and reflect game content style. Well, that's a hell of a run-on sentence. Anyway, lastly, we specify, please don't implement changes at this time, but document and plan for the eventual establishment of the Seneschal, SCHAL, AI agent as the administrator and automated maintenance system for that wiki. Excellent. You'll probably grind on that for quite a little while. And this simple bug fix seems to have... very well done. Let's roll on. So moving to the central plot. Oof. I notice immediately that there's a rather drastic problem here. So first things first. Let's just get that. Yeah, that's a hell of a jank. It should not be necessary to reload the background when switching. Oh wait, no, it could be though. Dang. The background reloading process when switching plots is very janky. Can we make sure that load while simultaneously making sure that the reload only occurs when necessary if the background image would not change as a result of the character's location change, then it should not reload at all, saving, preventing flicker, and saving resources. Let's see if that works. The next step will fix those images and confirm search. Yeah, let's go ahead and confirm that search, and we'll go ahead and give it browser capability there. Just make sure browser's turned on for both of these, and away we go. Now we're just going to briefly bop back over, and looks like I have not fixed this. That is quite sad. Dang. All right, let's view that page source. It's having a real hard time with this one. Make sure browser is turned on, and we're also going to grab these error messages in case they are relevant. They do not look relevant, but who am I to say? They possibly could be. From the DOM, and then last thing. Go ahead and take a screenshot so that it understands that we're just not getting the information. Achievement progress is still blank. Right, 1 second. Ooh, crunchy. Well, that was a hell of a transition. And we're back. Okay, so obviously running LM Studio alongside this is quite a challenge. Alright, cool. So I'm probably about to crash my computer pretty hard trying to run this LLM locally. Right now we're using DeepSeek Quinn, although we might decide to mess around with GPT OSS. Interesting. We've got some new models coming up. Well, we definitely want to look at these new quantized models. This is very interesting to me. Reasoning, trained for tool use, process image inputs. Very interesting. This new Mistral looks very cool. It's quite large, too. Jesus. It must be a monster. Partial GPU offload possible. Hey, we finally got it. Sort of. Stop that real quick and get that error message in there. Okay. Hello? Alright, let's see if that plot switching problem has been resolved. Nope, it now loads way slower. There we go, it's a little better. Interesting. It seems to be fighting between two background images when I moved to the overgrown gardens. It briefly showed the green background appropriate yet to the location quickly switched to the default background for the central frame. Alright, let's see what happens there. And what did it come up with? Implementation timeline? You're insane. good. That looks really good, yeah. Okay, let's start moving forward. And I've got to get a little bit of proprietary information, so just give me 1 second. Check, mic check. I'm not sure. Yeah, it does appear that this view allows for. Ooh. All right, well, this is going to take a while. We're just going to continue to shepherd this thing along. So, excellent. Let's see if this works. So, if I move to the ruined library, excellent. Hey, I fixed the background thing. Well, the robot fixed it, but the robot and I fixed. There's Old City Hall. That's kind of cool. I like it. All right, this is well done. I guess we move on to the next problem, which is, to me, it's a very awkward scroll here. This does not fit well. One thing that you might notice is that player-owned buildings are visible right here on the key locations page. So as more and more people build buildings, they will be able to display their houses and things. Here we have an empty plot. This one's buyable and free. If I wanted to, because I have administrator privileges, I would be able to purchase that plot. In this game, we have haven plots, which exist in sort of a null space. They're not subject to bonuses or penalties from locations. They can't be raided or attacked. They provide you somewhere just to sort of chill back and rest. And you can you'll eventually be able to invite your friends to join you there, but no one will be able to attack or invade. It's a very PvE sort of safe zone. On the other hand, real plots are subject to the rules of the world. So you might lose them, you might have to fight for them. They're subject to bonuses and penalties based on the other buildings around them. A real plot can become much more powerful overall, but a haven plot has security involved, so it's a bit of a trade-off. Quick, my MetaMask wallet is not open. We are definitely having a little bit of trouble with some of the wallet mechanics, but that's okay. That's the hard part. That's the part that we're hoping to innovate. So what is next? First thing I notice is I have a cottage with a broken image. Interesting. All right, well, obviously the Seneschal is going to take a while. Folks, well, this has been a lot of fun. It's been a great afternoon. I'm going to go catch a little exercise, and then I will be back with more vibe coding on the CryptoCrush experience. So, thanks for watching. I do hope that you'll pop by and play a little bit of CryptoCrush if you get the chance. We really enjoy